Good afternoon. My name is Kenny Peterson, and today we will be talking about the federally administered tribal areas, who rules in Pakistan's equivalent of the Wild West. The federally administered tribal areas was founded on July 1st, 1970. The total population of FATA is about 3.4 million people, or roughly 2% of Pakistan's population. That's smaller than the population of Los Angeles, California, which is about 3.8 million, just to give you a little perspective. 99% of their population speaks the Pashto language. Pashto is one of the two official languages of Afghanistan, and it is the second largest regional language of Pakistan. The territory is almost exclusively inhabited by the Pashtun, who also live in the neighboring areas of Khyber Pakhtunkhwa, northern Balochistan, and border into Afghanistan. Harsh mountainous territory of the tribal lands runs along the Afghanistan border, drawn during colonial times by British diplomat Sir Henry Mortimer Durand, as a means to provide and weaken the 11 major Pashtun tribes and turn Afghanistan into a buffer zone between the British and Russian empires. To the south of the tribal lands is a large province of Balochistan. It is also divided by the border known as the Durand Line, which has never been recognized by Afghanistan, and it is a boundary across which the Taliban traveled from Pakistan. The tribal lands joined Pakistan rather than India after the former gained independence in 1947, but Islamabad historically has had minimal control over the fiercely independent Pashtuns. The FATA consists of two types of areas: the tribal agencies, or tribal districts, and frontier regions, the FRs. There are 7 tribal agencies and 6 frontier regions, which I have shown below, and all of these regions and agencies combined comprises a total area of 27,220 square kilometers. Since the beginning of the Afghanistan war, members of the Taliban have advanced into leadership roles in some parts of the tribal lands, particularly their agencies of North and South Waziristan and Bajwar. The Pakistani government appears to take a harder stand on al-Qaeda to please the United States, and a more lenient stance with the Taliban, who in turn work with other rebellious groups. The rise of the Taliban has upset the political balance in the tribal areas, which there have been cases of tribal leaders getting killed for questioning the Taliban's growing power or working too closely with Islamabad. Although Pakistan's constitution gives the president executive authority over the region, the appointed government of the Northwest Frontier Province in Peshawar controls the tribal lands by managing the bureaus that deliver services such as healthcare and education in the tribal areas. Individual tribesmen have limited rights, and in a region where political agents collect and distribute income with little oversight, developmental signs show the literacy rate at a disappointing 17%, and there are more than 8,000 people per doctor compared to a roughly 1,500 people per doctor in the country overall. There are only 102 high schools in all the tribal lands, while many as 300 madrasas or Muslim schools operate there. The rising number of these religious schools reflect the growing power of Islamic extremists in the tribal lands. For the area's tribesmen, being citizens of Pakistan is secondary to their Pashtun identity, and they gaze at foreigners, including Pakistani forces, with suspicion. Historically, Islamabad has exercised limited authority over the tribal agencies, but after 9/11 attacks, the region came under the scrutiny of the United States as Taliban and al-Qaeda members had both taken refuge there. In 2001, the Pakistani military entered the federally administered tribal areas for the very first time, which was previously governed by the Frontier Corps. Under U.S. pressure, President Musharraf ordered a counterterrorism maneuver involving 80,000 Pakistani troops over the course of the operation, which took place mainly in North and South Waziristan. But the operation backfired when the forces failed to win a decisive victory. The conflict became increasingly unpopular with the Pakistani armed forces. As though they were fighting their own countrymen under U.S. pressure, which is very reasonable and understanding because of how difficult that would have been. I hope you enjoyed my presentation. I hope you learned a lot, and I hope you have a great day. Thanks for watching.